Yes, good evening, people. Welcome back to the Football Philosophy Podcast. And today we have a special podcast series for you guys. This is the State of Club. Now, this is where we're going to be analyzing, discussing, and looking into that new season is upon us. And to do that with me today, I have two very special guests here with me today. And you know what? They're more than guests, they're co hosts, man. So, Lombe, after a long time out, you're back now, yeah?
Absolutely. I've been hiding under a
Welcome
rock, you
back.
know. Thank you. Thank you very much, guys, man. It's a pleasure to be on. It's been too long, you know. I've my brain is refreshed. I feel like I've taken a sabbatical from football. I feel like Allegri.
Yeah, we all needed that, to be honest with you. Even United fans after the Europa League final. So
Yeah, trust
yeah,
me.
I actually needed that myself, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's great to have you back, mate. Great to have you back. Always great energy. Great smile. I love to see that, man. Trey, let's go, bro. How you doing?
Always blessed, man. Always blessed. Obviously, we've been holding it down without Lombe, my defensive partner. But yeah, man. I can't wait for this episode, man, because I what I want to do is I want to go into depth. What's going on with Arsenal? What do you think they need to do to achieve their objective, which is ultimately just to qualify for Champions League football? For me, that's my honest opinion, but obviously you're going to get into more detail about Arsenal. But yeah, firstly, start us off with the signings, man. What do you think about the overall signings of Ben White? Who else have
So
Arsenal signed?
let's wait. Let's hold on to the questions first of all.
All right, yeah, yeah,
Let's talk. Let's introduce first of all what this topic is going to be about. How many
all right,
clubs we're
yeah,
going to talk about? Yeah. Now
yeah.
we're gonna go with the alphabetical order. We're gonna start from Arsenal, which is A, which is the only time they're actually top of the league if you think about it. So you've got Arsenal. That was a cheap
I
shot.
haven't missed this. I'm
All
joking.
right. So you've got your Arsenal here. We're going to be talking about Brighton, Burnley, and Brentford, who are the newcomers of the Premier League. Then we're going to go and talk about Chelsea, Everton, all of these clubs in the next episode. But in this particular episode, it will be purely based on those clubs. What signings have they made so far?
Yeah.
How the season is going to look like? Do they need any changes? So yeah, Trey, let's start with Arsenal. You said you've had some questions.
Yeah, so just on my end, pretty much, Arsenal is a forever-ending argument that goes on forever, man. Like obviously Wenger, you think about Wenger and Ferguson, they've been back and forth. But for me right now, and look, this is not even being disrespectful. This is just facts.
Yeah.
In the past consecutive seasons, Arsenal finished eighth in the Premier League. So for me, I think the target overall for Arsenal this season should be to qualify for the Champions League minimum. So maybe getting into one of those top four spaces. But the question I wanted to ask you, Lumber, is what do you think Arsenal need right now in terms of building the right squad to obviously achieve that sort of target?
Well,
Oh,
first of all, what we need is to upgrade on Granite Xhaka. Trey, you know I've been spamming this to you
You
in the
have, you
group
have
chat.
been, you have been. To be
Um,
fair, man, you have been.
we've gotten Thomas Partey. We sneaked him through from Atletico, but
Mm.
now it is time to upgrade on Xhaka. This guy.
yeah.
It's time, man. I've seen the pattern with Xhaka like
Mm.
for too long now, and it's time we get a bit more of a rounded player in that position next to Partey if we want
Mm.
to advance now. And
Mm.
with Ben White, I think it's not Varane, yeah,
Mm. Yeah.
but but he's a player with potential, and he can basically replace David Luiz for us in terms of playing out from the back. It's very slick. He's a very
Mm-hmm.
quick defender. Okay, he's not physically imposing or whatnot, but he's very intelligent on the ball, and he's very adept at playing out and stepping through lines, passing through lines. And I think we need that. We really, really need that for that sort of team that we are, Arsenal. And he's
So
got.
in terms of the signings that they've done so far, Ben
Mm.
White, I would say is a good signing for us, and imagine him and Rob Holding at the back, or imagine him and Gabriel at the back. I think Rob Holding has got a lot better. But the issues still remain the same, though, within that midfield, as you were saying. They are not even, apart from Neves, what other midfielders are they actually looking at? We're hearing talks about, James Maddison, Tammy Abraham. Not even someone like a very good right back is being talked about right now. Bellerin is still at the club. What's that about? I mean, if I show you this team, have a look at this. Yeah, this is it could be a sort of like predicted lineup for us. You've got here for next season. Tammy Abraham could be there. James Maddison. This is like realistically, if everything. I mean, and realistically, if everything goes according to how they would like, you've got Tammy Abraham, James Maddison, Pepe on the right, Saka on the left, and obviously you got Neves if that happens, Locatelli, Tierney, amazing left back, Gabriel, and Ben White and Bellerin. What if this team was actually constructed together and put together? What would you say about that, Lombe?
For one, I would replace Lokonga with Thomas Partey there.
Oh yeah, Lokonga, not Locatelli.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, is that? Wait, what? That's Lokonga, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would personally replace Lokonga with Thomas Partey there, because we we need Lokonga to be a Guendouzi / Ceballos replacement, not a first teamer. But with that said, I'm afraid Arsenal fans, or not, I'm afraid, but I just have this feeling that Lokonga isn't really that much of a squad player in mentality-wise. I think he'll play a bit more games than people expect. I really just have a feeling with him. He's that sort of character, and he apparently every time when he went to the Belgian setup, the preliminary squad before he took the final one, he was in there, and apparently in the training sessions he was adapting to the intensity in that training session. He looked right at home, but obviously they were like, okay, just about miss out. But it's like, that's good. That's good signs. If that happens at Arsenal, have a good whole preseason, and but then we just really need that guy next to Thomas Partey badly, like so badly. I don't mind the attacking mid so much, because I feel like there's options there. Okay, put a lot of pressure.
What are the options, to be honest with you, apart from Emile Smith Rowe? What other options are there?
Smith Rowe, Saka, Willock, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, man, like Willock. He's been putting in the shift for.
Okay.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Like, you see, sorry to obviously cut you guys off, man. In terms of Willock, man. Look, obviously, I'm not an Arsenal supporter clearly, but I've been able to see Arsenal loan him out to Newcastle, and the boy's putting the shift. He's played games, he's had minutes whenever he's come on. He's impacted the game as well. So, in terms of what he's done for Newcastle, he deserves to have some sort of opportunity at Arsenal. So, I have to agree with Lombe, man. If he can be an option for that sort of attacking role for Arsenal. Not to start, but if it's like a Carling Cup game, you want to sort of rotate your team and you want to try something out different. Then you could.
In terms of the strikers options, like Lombe, I've been saying this since the start of last season. Not the start of last season, but midway last season. I was saying to you, Lacazette is not the solution here. That guy needs to leave. Laka has to go. Aubameyang, yes, he had a terrible season for his standards. But keep him around. His club captain, obviously, no one's really gonna pay him the wages that he's on at Arsenal right now. So still keep him around. Let Lacazette go and bring in Tammy Abraham. What do you think about that?
That is I'm struggling with Tammy Abraham. I'm not gonna lie. That's a that's a funny one because
Yeah.
personally, for one, Abdi, I still disagree about Lacazette because
Okay.
for me, I still disagree with you about Lacazette because I understand where you're coming from, but I feel like the context of Lacazette is always being discussed as if he's a first team striker. The most important thing for us is Aubameyang's firing. That's when you will feel how valuable Lacazette is when Aubameyang's firing. To rotate Lacazette in, yeah, you've got an experienced general up front who's a man who can adapt, who is game is pretty well suited to. Yeah, his
He's a
game is pretty
leader
much
for
well.
for those three young players that basically take your season around last season. He led the way for them, especially since that Chelsea game, the 3-1. You know, leading the line, putting the pressure on the defenders. I agree with you, but I'm just thinking like when you have players like Danny Ings, who's gonna become for free agent in just a few months. You've got Tammy Abraham, who's gonna become a free agent. You have to plan for the future here.
Yeah,
You can't have two strikers who are over 30 years old.
This is exactly what I was gonna say, but then on with Aubameyang, obviously he's there. Then Lacazette is there. The only thing is his contract situation. But where we have a decision to make with some gift and some curses, like okay, we've got Martinelli and Aubameyang behind Lacazette and Aubameyang.
Yeah.
But then it's like who's got more potential for the centre forward position, Tammy Abraham or Martinelli?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He's right. Just thinking about it, the reason why
Abraham is a great option as
plan B. I think Martinelli is a better option than Abraham. Trust me.
But then,
you guys are sleeping on Abraham, man.
No. Wait.
You guys are sleeping on him.
But this is what I was gonna say now. But then with Abraham now, if we really want to bring the Lacazette situation to a head, we should buy Abraham right now and force Lacazette to make a decision because, as you say, Abdi, he is a plan B, right? Yeah. Despite not playing so many games last season for Chelsea and being forced out seemingly because £80 million Werner comes in and £80 million Havertz as well. He was their top scorer.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he was the top scorer the last 2 seasons, and is obviously a different profile to us. So what was Arteta trying at the beginning of the season before we had an attacking mid? Get the balls out wide and cross it. Tammy Abraham, we have no aerial presence in the box, if we're honest, for Aubameyang and Lacazette. So in that sense, now, but then there's the Balogun now. Like Balogun is the one who complicates the whole entire issue because Balogun is a bit of a mix between Aubameyang, Lacazette, Tammy Abraham, potential-wise. So it's like whatever. Basically, striker's not the priority. Is the way I see it.
Not priority.
Because if we have Aubameyang and Lacazette,
and midfield,
the key is Aubameyang firing.
I think midfield and defense is the priority. Just thinking about it now, in terms of their attack, Arsenal are right, man. In terms of who they've got obviously Martinelli, Saka, Pepe. Pepe's a whole different subject anyway. Smith Rowe. Willock, who's obviously going to come back. They would have options up top. They could actually hang on to Aubameyang and Lacazette for an extra season. I think what in our minds we think because a player's 30, they're immediately not ready. But we're in a different age now where players now are more looking at the likes of Ronaldo, Messi, who are 35 plus. So they're thinking, okay, if they could play at that age, at that high level, then why can't I do the same? So there's more players who are in that sort of 30 bracket who are trying to obviously push for that. So I could see Arsenal having the same sort of attack. I think you're right. They just need to improve that midfield because at the end of the day, if we're going to have a player like Partey, then obviously Musa said it here, man. Give us Bissouma or Uriah.
What is going on with Bissouma, by the way? Like, this is a deal that should have happened already.
Time ago.
I think I know just by the rumors that we're being linked with in midfield. I feel like we're looking for a person with an on-the-ball personality from that deep position. That's what it looks like. That's why we're going for a Neves, an OR, someone else, someone like that. I think Bissouma.
Yeah, but if you think where this all falls, is if anything happens to the big man Thomas Partey. that's your midfield is destroyed.
Done.
And this is
but
a
then
man.
AFCON is going to destroy us regardless. That's
but
another big reason why we're not going for Bissouma, in my opinion, because by January, no matter how well we're doing, Thomas Partey, Bissouma, Nicolas Pepe, Aubameyang, and someone else, Nicolas Pepe as well, who's going to go.
Yeah.
Like that's your entire.
Oh wow.
That is your entire front line right there, and your midfield. So there's that to consider when buying Bissouma, because we do have a massive African players. Wouldn't affect Man United if you got Bissouma. Be better for you because but
don't even put that energy out there, man, because that's something I would snap him up, man. Reason why I would snap him up is because just look at his tackling statistics, man. Tackling is tough.
And when he's on the ball, he's
comfortable.
You can see what he's trying to do. When Fred is on the ball, on the other hand, he gives the ball away 50 times. I don't like that, man. I don't like that.
You know, with Fred is one of those players where because of his work rate, his energy, and what he sort of brings to the team on the personality/character level, I think it just compensates that side of his game, which is not the best. But when you think about, obviously, Manchester United, some of the greatest teams, we've had some of the best players in each position, man. And I feel that in order for us to challenge, we need to sort of improve in those areas, man. But
we'll get United.
We'll get into that to another day, man. Let me not drag us into that. It's Arsenal Day.
So for us, in order to resolve all of their issues, basically, Lomba, you're saying they need that defensive midfielder. Someone has to be playing next to Partey. That has to be sorted out. In terms of strikers, you're saying it's not a priority. Yeah, it's not a priority. A cover for left back, you're right. A very good right back. And I don't know what's going on with the goalkeeper situation, but I think that's a little bit sorted now. So they're going to be okay with that.
I'm not going to lie. You know what? I'm not going to lie. Sorry to cut you off, Abdi. I'm not even going to lie. If I was the board right now, I would say, you know what? I'll go to Aston Villa. I'll say, you know what? Could we do a little trade? You take Leno, we take Martinez. And then you see right back as well, Pereira from Leicester. You're trying to say Pereira from Leicester won't come in and do a job on that side?
Yeah.
I'm like, for the money we'd have to pay for Leicester, go and get Rydell Baku or Emerson Palmieri or not what's his name? Emerson from Barcelona, but he's gonna cost a lot. But I'll say Rydell Baku. Get him, Arsenal.
Baku is sick. He's sick, man.
I mean, any team that wants to sign players from Barcelona right now, I think it's quite easy because they really are desperate for money.
Desperate, exactly.
Yeah. So, I would try a cheeky bid for Griezmann, maybe like some sort of a loan deal. See what they would say about that.
Arsenal good at loans anyway, man. So they'll probably pull that off.
They could.
Oh, no.
Big marketing campaign, man. You can just see Lacazette, Aubameyang, just speaking that French to him, man. It's done.
There's one thing I just want to mention, just very quickly about Arsenal. It's probably the last thing I'm going to mention,
No, go ahead.
Where we have something that's very interesting this year. Obviously, Aubameyang is probably our most important player because if he's firing, that changes the whole game, right? Although we still came seventh with him firing 22 goals, but still, we need him firing. But the youth players, Saka, Emile Smith-Rowe, and all those guys, the thing about them is their improvement rate can be exponential from season to season. Like Saka hasn't started hitting end product, Smith-Rowe hasn't started hitting end product. They could both suddenly have a 10-goal, 10-assist season. Like that's just the nature of youth players. If they're good and they explode, and we've got like 3 or 4 of them at one time, so that's a little interesting dynamic that if Arteta is a clever man, he can manifest that because
Let me ask you something, Lombe. Just a quick one. So you mentioned Aubameyang, when he was obviously quite successful, was able to score 22 goals. So for me, Aubameyang, if you think about his time in sort of Dortmund and obviously playing in Liga as well for Saint Etienne, I see him as an out and out striker, man. But now that you've obviously got the youth players, you've got obviously Smith Rowe now, who's obviously going to take that Ozil's shirt. You've got obviously Saka, you've got Pepe, you've got these players. Why not play Aubameyang up top, number 9, with those players around him? Are you trying to say he's not going to get any service? Please don't tell me he's not getting service, because he is. If you've got that attack, he's getting service, mate. So whenever my problem with Arsenal, and this is why I always get onto you, is because for big games, I'm seeing your guy Aubameyang on the left, and then I'm seeing someone else up top, and I'm thinking in those games that you've probably drawn points or you've probably lost those games, if Aubameyang maybe was playing through the middle, because there's been certain chances where Lacazette, because he doesn't have that killer instinct like Aubameyang to finish, he hasn't finished that decisive moment. Whereas if you put Aubameyang in that situation, he's scoring goals, man. He's scoring. He just needs a sniff. He's that type of player. So if I'm Arteta right now, I'm playing him through the middle. That's just my honest opinion.
One thing. Moose is saying, "Give us Bissouma or we riot."
Yep, I know.
Oh, you know, I agree 110%, Moose. But
yeah, we've
just
got
on
Aubameyang
Aubameyang
as well. Hi, Danny. You're right. Yeah, good man.
Yes, my bro.
Yeah, 3 midfield, Kojo. What's up?
Come on, Kojo,
yes,
big man.
Nice.
Come on,
yeah,
my brother.
Danny again, 120 for the British talent.
It's mad. It's mad.
Yes. So, I mean, yeah, what do you have to say to that, Lombe? I mean, yeah, Aubameyang in the middle, no excuses with all this creativity around him. There can't be any excuses.
There can't be any excuses.
Largely, I agree. Largely, I agree with Aubameyang to the middle. Obviously, I agree with that. But again, one thing I figured out for sure now while he's been at Arsenal is the most important thing with Aubameyang. I personally don't really care where he plays. The most important thing for Aubameyang is, are we giving him chances? That is all that it is. Like, because from the left wing, if we get someone like a Bissouma, for instance, then suddenly you got Bissouma and Kieran Tierney on that side behind Aubameyang. And if we're gonna play him left wing for 1 or 2 games, then we've got a potent attack that can serve Pepe and Aubameyang from the sides with Lacazette through the middle. That can work for some games. Some games, that can work. But if it's not working in the same game, then we shouldn't be afraid to take off Lacan and be like, okay, it's not working. Aubameyang through the middle. But you're right, Trey. We should start Aubameyang through the middle.
The only reason why I'm saying this is, look, we play football together, and you already know how my mindset is. My mindset is, I'm gonna put the players who are most effective in that position on the pitch right now, because we don't have time. Every game that comes, there's different opportunities, and I just feel that there's certain games, and I feel that you should be playing him through the middle. You've got Saka, you've got Pepe, you've got Emil Smith Rowe now, who's going to be playing that number 10 role, it looks like. And look, we've got.
I agree.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I agree. No, I do. But therein lies the point. Is I agree completely. We should be playing Aubameyang through the middle, but I don't mind playing him on the left as long as he's getting the service. Because at the end of the day, his movement will create opportunities to put him in from the left, right, whatever it is. As long as he's running through and we can pick him out, he's a danger from that position, and he's proved it. But then it's like last season he wasn't getting the service.
This is an interesting comment from 3 Midfield Podcast. Guys, thanks for your comment and always watching. Okay, before I get into that, actually, I just want to mention with Aubameyang, for me, it's just more than the goals. more than the assist, more than what he does on the pitch, is about the leadership. The guy is a club captain, yeah. You can't be turning up late into matches. And what Arteta done to him in that North London derby was actually very brave. And, at the end of the day, they won that game. But he needs to, basically, since he signed that contract, his attitude, I don't think is spot on. So he needs to get his game focused and get back into it. But let's read at this. He says...
I disagree with that, but carry on.
Okay. Let's go back.
Strongly disagree with that.
I don't think he's shown enough leadership qualities, but let's come back into that. He says Aubameyang needs a big season. He has scored goals, but his move hasn't been an overall success as he was brought in to fire them back into the Champions League. This season needs to be a success. Now, they continue to carry on saying, and give Martinelli left wing, see what he's made of. Now, let's talk about this. Has Aubameyang been a success? Now, whether that is in terms of trophy winning, because I think he's won the FA Cup, he has won the Golden Boot, he has scored so many goals.
Yeah.
But has he actually done what he was brought in to do for Arsenal?
You're gonna have to give me a minute to answer this one. Yeah.
Take all the time you need. Take all the time you need.
You know what? That's a bit of a mad one. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm just thinking about myself. In terms of his goals, and we've obviously Arsenal winning the FA Cup and then beating Liverpool in the Community Shield. That sort of represents some sort of success. But then ultimately, when you think about why they bought him, Champions League football, that hasn't been achieved since he's obviously come. So I could agree with that statement.
Okay, let's see what Lombe has to say.
Well, first of all, the first mistake was buying Lacazette in the summer and then having to buy Aubameyang in the January of that same season because Sanchez left. So that was a mistake. Suddenly, you've gone from having Giroud for about 5-6 years, with Welbeck and Sonogo covering him, to suddenly spending 110 million on 2 strikers, Suddenly out of nowhere with no defense, Granit Xhaka's still there and whatnot. But just sticking to Aubameyang, we've paid 60 million for this guy, not to get us back into Champions League. That's the end game of the entire squad. But for the player, Aubameyang has been a resounding success, in my opinion, because we've brought him to bang goals. And at the end of the day, he's been at the top of the Premier League every single season, apart from last season, right? So, in my opinion, Aubameyang, we cannot say anything to him. He's dragged us to an FA Cup when we were out of the league, right? That's not his fault. That's the club's fault that we haven't gotten Champions League. We shouldn't be having to play Aubameyang left wing like we're even talking about with Lacazette in the team. Where we are lucky that Lacazette and Aubameyang even get along. Like they're legitimate good friends. If they weren't, that would be a face-off between Lacazette and Aubameyang. Would that be better for us? Would it be worse for us? Are we playing them both up front with Aubameyang on the left because they get along? I don't know, but in terms of the Aubameyang signing, that has been probably the best. In terms of value for money, give me another player that we've gotten value for money out of more than Aubameyang. Like that. Like the last player like that was probably Sanchez and Santi Cazorla. Aubameyang's been hitting 20 every season. Like, what more can we actually ask from him as a person? Nothing. And with his captain, he shouldn't even be captain, but he is. But it's like, I put it on the club for us not getting Champions League football. He's been a successful signing. We've failed to accommodate him.
I mean, he left a Champions League club now to a club that's not even in the Europa League. So for him, I don't think it's been a successful move. But I do get where you're coming from, Lomba, in terms of the hierarchy and the way this club is run. Like right now, they're looking at a player who can be a plan B, like the likes of Tammy Abraham, when they've just let go 2 seasons ago, someone like Giroud, who's right now being, signed by AC Milan. He goes from Chelsea, scoring goals. He's still scoring goals for France. And now he's going to AC Milan. Someone like that is just being told, you can leave. You're going to keep Lacazette, and now you're trying to replace him. So, you're right. It's a structural issue. And As an individual, Three Midfield Podcast says, as an individual, he's done his thing, but on the bigger scale, it hasn't popped. Now, Danny, on the other hand, is saying, let's start with this.
He said a few things.
Care
Yeah.
about what Oba plays, because where he's currently playing, it's obvious it's not working out. It almost feels that Arteta thinks that he has a better striker than Oba to play the middle.
Thank you. 'Cause
I'm
I've
going
been
to come
saying
back to
that.
this point I was saying before. With Arteta and Aubameyang, for me, is more to do with his attitude. I do 100% believe that. You have to apply pressure in the defense. You have to lead that press from the front. I don't think Aubameyang does that enough for Arteta. That's why he likes to play him on the left, and sometimes he likes to play Lacazette. Lacazette can lead these young kids, going forward. Now, so he says, so Arteta has to fit him in somehow by putting him on the left. Otherwise, he might as well be on the bench. And this is someone that is earning for £300,000 a week.
Yeah.
He's trying to accommodate him.
But can I ask a question, Abdi?
Yeah, go on.
What attitude problems has Aubameyang showed apart from turning up late to the North London derby?
Apart from turning up late, okay, so you've got him in terms of when he's been taken off a couple of times. You've seen him that he wasn't happy about that.
That's fine. I don't want my top player to be happy coming off the pitch. That would worry me.
That's
carry
fine,
on.
yeah. But in terms of you being a leader for the club, yeah, you can't just be going off to abroad in the middle of the season. You can't just be turning up late. Yes. Last
Abroad,
January.
that's William. Are you sure you're not confusing him with William going to Dubai?
No. Aubameyang is the one I'm talking about. William, just leave him aside. He's not a captain. Yeah, I don't want to focus on William. Yeah?
William is on retirement.
I agree.
Aubameyang,
Let's not focus on William.
He's on retirement, mate.
There has been a change of his game since he signed that contract, and it's clear. He's not the same. He's not in terms of the pace. He's not the same guy. In terms of this lateness issue, for me, is a big one. You can't be taken up late when you're the captain.
Yeah, that's massive. Yeah, that's massive. Think about Lombe, like we kick ball together, innit? Think about, let's say, like, I'm the captain of the game that we're playing, and I organize this game between us, and I'm late. Completely. I'm late. You men are just there waiting. As a leader, come on, I can't be leaving you guys there. I have to be there first before you guys, because that's setting the right example.
I agree, but who made Aubameyang captain? That's the question, and let's just go to that. Like, why is Aubameyang our club captain?
It wasn't that
Arsenal, innit? The last guy we gave captain to.
First of all, let's talk about that. Is he
the last guy that we gave captain to threw the shirt on the ground and told the fans to F off, mate.
Yeah.
We've not got any captain in this team. That's why our best players are captain. But to me, just me personally, Aubameyang, I can't blame Aubameyang. Last season, a lot of stuff happened to him. A lot of stuff happened to him. Yes, some of it, yeah, he wasn't at the top of his game, but Aubameyang has always been this character. In a way, Aubameyang is not a leader. He's a world-class talent, but he's a sunshine player as well. When things are going well, it stands out like a happy, moving, elegantly powerful. Like, he's amazing. But when he's not happy, he's one of those, he can't hide his emotion. And last season, he was not happy. He wasn't getting service. But people forget, he had about 4 goals until we got like Smith Rowe in the team. Then we started playing him through the middle, all the way up until we got injured before that Villarreal game. And he was banging goals again. He was banging goals again, and he got injured with Lacazette. And then we played Smith Rowe on the false 9. And that's it. We were out. But really and truly, Aubameyang was fine after the North London derby. After Arteta punished him, he came back, played centre forward, and started banging goals. He got to like 12 goals by the end of the season. I think he's our top scorer.
I know, but for me, where I'm coming from with Aubameyang is, I don't think that he got what he wanted at the end of the day. Yes, he got paid handsomely by Arsenal, but this guy, when he was winning the FA Cup, was winning the Community Shield, all of that, the guy was ready to go. Yeah, he was ready
We're
to
playing
go.
a different team. We're playing a
Yeah.
different formation, a different system. We're playing
It's
three four
nothing to do
three.
with the system. This is what I'm talking
It
about with
is. It's
Aubameyang. Yeah. No, Aubameyang, you can put him in any system that you want, and he'll bang you goals. He's been scoring goals wherever he's been. He's just been that kind of a player. But when his mind is not there, and he's just thinking like, all right, now I've signed a 3-year contract. I can no longer go to Real Madrid, Barcelona. I'm just settled here. That is the kind of a feeling that I got from him until December.
Nah. I I disagree with that one. The 3-4-3 that we're playing and the 4-2-3-1 that we play now, or that we changed to, are two different systems. And for Aubameyang to play left wing in a 3-4-3 and a 4-2-3-1 is different, in my opinion. 3-4-3, he can stay narrower. Yeah, the wing back will overlap him with like full force. Yeah, from that left side, and you've got a midfielder and 3 centre backs behind you. So he doesn't have to get back as aggressively as he does in a 4-2-3-1, like you're saying,
But
tracking back.
Aubameyang knows where the goal is. He
But
knows
look,
where the back of the
Yeah,
goal
but
is.
he's not
Left
getting
and
the
right,
ball,
let
heading.
me
especially
say
before
this.
December.
Let me
The guy
say
wasn't
this,
getting the
guys.
ball. He wasn't getting service at all.
Let me say this, Lombe, now, yeah, because I'm really considering everyone's points. And look, Free Midfield Podcast made a point that I'm about to really say as well. Look, Aubameyang is 32 years old, man. He's at that stage now where, if he was young, if he was maybe 25, coming up to maybe 28, him playing on the wing, he can go all out playing in that wing, man. But for me, he's a striker. His experience, he's matured. He knows where the goal is. I think you guys should be playing him through the middle, man, because he's smart enough to make the right moves through experience. And just because he's experienced and knows where the ball is as well, he's going to score you goals. He's going to score you goals. But for me, playing him in a wing, I've said this example to you before, and it sounds stupid, but it makes sense. Jamie Vardy for Leicester. I know it's a completely different topic, but Jamie Vardy, he's playing through the middle at Leicester, right?
Yeah.
But imagine, just think about the situation. Imagine in a natural, for example, he's firing, he's scoring goals, and Brendan Rodgers says, you know what? He's firing, he's scoring goals. I'm going to play in the natural through the middle, put Jamie Vardy through the left. Do you think you're going to get that same amount of input that Jamie Vardy has been putting through the middle on the left, even though he's fast? Because if you want to compare both players, I think for me, Aubameyang is the Gabon version of Jamie Vardy, in my opinion.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but then it's like the question is, can you put him in a position to get service? Whatever you're doing, is your star man? No, but I mean, but the question with Aubameyang, like I know what you mean about Vardy. They're similar. They're 85% pretty much the same player.
They're basically the same player.
But with Aubameyang, it's more for me. This is just my opinion. This doesn't have to be correct. But I'm like, is he in a position where he can get service?
No,
because at the end of the day, in my brain, I think about him getting put in. I don't care where that's from. Like, I don't care what position he's being put through from. But are we able to put him through enough? Because if he plays up front, right, I'm sure you've seen this. You've seen him play up front and get no service. Not touch the ball for 70 minutes. And then the attitude problems that you talk about, Abdi, start coming out. Aubameyang starts looking disillusioned. Genuinely. Happy guy. Looking disillusioned.
But think about
with no service.
Look,
up front.
think about some of the great players. Look, think about some of the great players of the past. I'm going to tell you someone who went through a similar problem. Wayne Rooney, for example, he was very objective. He didn't like playing through the middle, but when he was told to play through the middle, he would do a job. There was times where he won't get a touch of the ball, it's quiet, he's bored, but through experience, he knows what to do. When the ball is going to come,
he's a different player to Aubameyang. He's a different player to Aubameyang.
I know he's a different player, but I'm just trying to get you to understand the whole concept of Aubameyang playing in the right position. Because if he plays in the right position for me, Now you've got a squad that can accommodate giving him the ball up top. So now for me, it's no excuses. If he's going to
I
play through
don't
the
know, man.
middle.
I don't know. With
No, I
me,
agree. I
with
agree.
Aubameyang,
As long as we can give him service, I don't care where he plays. That's just my sentence. If that means he's playing up front, so be it. If he's playing left wing, and I disagree with it, but he's getting the service, he's gonna put his chances away. I've seen it before. Like I've literally seen this. So like I know it. You know what I mean? If he's getting service, put him where he can get the service. Like if we can't create the service for him, wherever we're playing him, that's on us. You know what I'm saying? You've got Aubameyang there, put him through. Like there's no difference between him playing up front and him playing on the left if he's not getting any service.
That's
That's just my
for
opinion.
me, man. It's a big difference for me because
But I'd rather him playing up front.
you have to. Come on, it's like you have to. It's your top goal scorer. He's your number 9. He has to play through the middle, man. He has to.
Where, as our top scorer, where has he gotten his top scoring goals from? What position has he been playing?
Yeah, he played on that season. He scored 22. I think with Jamie Vardy and was it Harry Kane that same season.
What position was he playing?
He was playing on the left. No, he was playing from the left, but
I didn't agree with it, but I began to understood the trick in it.
But let me tell you this: he played on the left that same season again, the following season, and what was the end product?
What this past season?
Yes.
He was terrible there. But same with the rest of the team. Like the whole season, I was complaining that our entire front line is not getting service. Like the whole season, I was up to December. That's for sure. And like I mentioned, once we switched to 4-2-3-1, we played him up front for a couple of games, scored a hat-trick against Leeds, saved us against Benfica, almost banged against Villarreal with malaria in his system. Was literally, he scored about 9 goals in 8 games playing up front. And then we took him out for the North London derby where he was disciplined, and then Lacazette stayed in the team. So it's like, I that's the trick with Aubameyang. Can we put him through? I would want him to play up front, but I don't mind as long as he's getting the service. Like that. Once you understand that about Aubameyang, are we putting him where he can get service? That's the question. If the answer is yes, then put him there.
No, you're 100% right. Even look, Danny's even said here that obviously no one's fit enough to be captain at Arsenal. Of course, you did obviously say that, Lombe. So obviously to put a big statement out there, obviously Arsenal would have to put their best player, which is obviously Aubameyang in this situation, and he also receives the most money as well in the team. So I have to agree with Danny, man. I think that in this situation, maybe it was part of the negotiations on Arsenal's end to make him captain, to give him some sort of a reason why he should obviously stay at the club. And look, he signed the thing at the end of the day, man. So that I just have to obviously give you guys credit for that, man. Do you know what I mean? So right now, I think Arsenal have the platform right now to obviously get the job done in terms of the team that you've got around Aubameyang right now. Think about it. Think about the players you've got in attack. You've got Martinelli, who's obviously going to be coming fit. You can play him on the left. You've got Smith Rowe. I'm sure he's going to be gassed. He's going to be excited. He's going to have that number 10 shirt. He knows he's going to be playing that creative midfielder role. And you've got obviously Pepe. You've got Saka. Come on, you've got players that could provide Aubameyang with the ball. It's just you guys have to sort out that situation, which is who's going to play through the middle. Aubameyang.
Yeah, we've got the players to give him service if we can progress the ball to all those players that you're talking about. Hence why I say Granit Xhaka is important because he doesn't progress the ball through the center, like to the striker. He doesn't. Xhaka's first thought is get the ball and spray it out wide to the left wing, the furthest point of whichever wing is playing it to. So Xhaka will get it played to right wing or left wing. He will never, ever get the ball, spin, see Aubameyang make that run through the middle and play it, just like Jorginho does, just like Pogba does to Mbappe, or anything like that. What Fabregas used to do. We need that sort of player, or we need a Basuma to come and let Partey be that player.
No,
because at the end of the day, because Aubameyang spins in behind in like a second. Like Aubameyang will do this and then spin. And if you miss that, he's offside. Like the amount of times Pepe and Aubameyang do that run where they do this, and we miss them when Granit Xhaka's on the ball because he can't turn around and play the pass. It's irritating. And then on top of that, the amount of errors that lead to match-costing goals. Xhaka, I've seen too many. That's just the last season. Xhaka cost us about 9 points. Xhaka. We were 6 points away from top 4. We need to eradicate those errors and get someone who can help Partey get ball through the center quicker.
Look, even Danny's saying exactly what I'm saying as well. Look,
you got James Maddison and Tielemans
on the left.
You got James Maddison and Tielemans. You got James Maddison and Tielemans. James Maddison knows Vardy inside out. As soon as Vardy makes that run, that ball's being sent in. If Arsenal had this element for Aubameyang, play him up front immediately. Every game. I don't want to see him at left wing. You get me? But we really don't have that yet. Smith Rowe can hopefully grow into it, but we haven't got that guy who's going to deliver those killer passes like that.
All right, let me ask you a question, just based on what Danny's saying. Look, Danny, man, much appreciation for you just obviously making these comments as well, man. You're really.
I agree with Danny on this one.
Yeah. In terms of, for me, I'm thinking game changer. So you can see, like, for example, I know it's an Arsenal show, but look at what Man United are doing in the market. You're seeing that Sancho's obviously been secured. They're trying to get Varane. They're trying to get players that are game changers, essentially. So who is Arsenal's game changer signing right now who would make a big difference in terms of the dynamics of the balance of the squad?
The centre mid next to Partey and potentially the attacking mid that's going to rotate with Smith Rowe. Those are the signings that will move the needle for us.
So which players?
Personally, if I could get 2, I would stretch it to 3 personally. But if I could get just 2, oh man, I want to say Bissouma, but that African Cup event, that AFCON element is scary. That will fuck our season. Like that.
But at the end of the day, look. This is why, like, you have to. Sometimes there's players that come available, yes, and there's certain circumstances you have to deal with. That's why you need 22 players in a squad. Like, it's not just having a bench is not enough. You need to have a C team as well, just in case you get situations like what Arsenal have right now. That's the problem. That's one of the problems I would say Arsenal have in terms of squad depth. If you have a sort of major injury to one of your starting 11s, it's like, oh, that's it. Whereas it should be, okay, if so-and-so is injured, it's fine. We got him to slide in. It won't be too much of an issue. Do you know what I mean? So squad depth is important. So if you was to make 2 major signings, so you mentioned Bissouma, who is the other player you would get that you would say is a game changer that will come in and it will be instant impact? In terms of
there's 3 that I would make. If I could have it my way, there's 3. I would go Bissouma, Camavinga, or that's 130 mil right there for me.
Yeah.
And that is like your midfield secure, in my opinion.
You can even play Dumfries in midfield if you wanted to as well.
You could play them free. You could do whatever you want. You've got Bissouma and Camavinga for the left pivot. You've got Thomas Partey and Lokonga for the right pivot. You've got Aouar and Smith Rowe for 4-3-3, 3-8, or Cam. Yeah, like that's a midfield right there. That's good. Athleticism, can compete. It's got technical ability, everything like that. It's got the future as well. They're all players that can grow. Like that. That's the sort of midfield that I want. A midfield that can compete with 90% of the teams in the league and win the battle. But right now we don't have that because like again, if we buy Bissouma right now, just Bissouma, we lose Thomas Partey and Bissouma in January. We're stuck with El Neni and Lokonga until they get back, and then reacclimatize after being in the African Cup of Nations. Come back, start adjusting again, and then 2 months basically without them. Or Pepe as well, and Aubameyang.
Yeah, that's a bit of a mad one. Yeah, no, that's definitely a mad one, man. Definitely. Yeah. No, but you know what? It makes sense. It makes sense with what you're saying. Arsenal just right now just need to be more decisive in the window. I think. Look,
I think we are.
It's been positive. Look, it's been positive. It's not. I would say a spectacular window, but at least you've seen your club obviously make moves towards players that will add value to the squad, sort of on a long-term rebuilding sort of process way, if that makes sense. So isn't like, because I'm thinking Ben White right now could slip in with Rob Holding or Gabriel in that centre back. But in terms of Lokonga, you mentioned, he's not, I would say, a game changer, but he's someone that could be utilised in a squad when you've got obviously 60+ games in a season.
Yeah, and I agree with that, and just to say on Danny's point, yeah, I disagree with the last bit of this sentence. Arsenal still not learning from their mistakes. I think they are showing an attempt to learn from their mistakes by the way they're going about this window, because now we're making these Brexit signings, and we're making these Brexit signings like Man United. We're looking at Ramsdale, we're looking at Ben White. You know what I mean? We're looking at these English players, Tammy Abraham, whatnot. We're trying to get an English core established because obviously we want players that will play for the badge and not come here and treat us like the stepping stone club. We want players who will come and know what Arsenal are and play with that tradition in their system. So there's that. There's two, we're getting players with resale value, players that can develop, players that have a profile that can adapt to all terrains. Unlike Ceballos, David Luiz, Willian, they're very like specific specialist traits. And if these traits get cancelled out, their athleticism can't save them. Whereas Conga, Ben White, Nuno Tavares, these are very Premier League players, like the Premier League physique. And so that, to me, compared to how we've been, is learning. Compared to in previous seasons, would have bought David Luiz or Willian or something like that, where it's like, oh, buy a solution now player, and then when the solution doesn't work, we're effed basically, because now we've got that player on our books and we can't get rid of them. Granit Xhaka, Mustafi, the whole entire basically signings until 2017. Even Laka, we bought Laka and then we immediately bought Aubameyang after that in the same window. Like you might as well have just bought Aubameyang from the first place and just use that money to go and strengthen somewhere else. But it's like the way we're going about this window now is a bit different. I understand it, but it's not perfect yet. And I like the way we've gone about it because we've kind of, I hope, bought these squad players first. Tavares, I thought that was going to be a much harder sign to secure than it was, because buying a backup to Tierney, you're basically buying a guy that's like, you're not first team. So I thought that was going to be a harder sign to make, but we've got that early. And yeah, we're like, there's a plan that I can see, and we're buying the squad players first. So when Granit Xhaka goes, that's when you're going to see another first teamer come in. So yeah, so we're just padding out the squad, the necessary things that can secure our future, as you say. And then now the first team signings are going to come. we're leaving it a bit late, but hey, we've got a lot of business to do. It is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna lie. As long as we get the business done, like I've gone past the point of being like, oh, let's do it in time for preseason, bruh. I'm just worried about getting the players in because there's so much to do.
Yeah. There's like I'm just sort of thinking about Arsenal's situation just in a nutshell. You've obviously got a lot of dead wood to clear out, and then as well as obviously clearing out that dead wood, you obviously need to replace them with players. So yeah, it's looking like a bit of a longer process, but we've obviously seen steps Arsenal have made to make things better. And yes, we've got Abdi now.
Oh my day,
I don't know
bro!
what
You have
happened.
no idea, man. My phone
Disappeared.
died. I
I
had to
know.
go and literally
I,
go and buy
I,
a charger down the road.
I saw a
Oh
couple. I
snap!
saw a couple
I
missed
couldn't
calls. Was
find my
that you?
charger, bro.
Was that you calling?
Yeah, I was calling you from my work phone.
Oh
Ah,
man.
man. It was a mess. I had to go outside and grab a charger quickly because I couldn't find my. I think I left in the office today.
Nah, it's calm, man. You're back with us, man. I love the commitment. You know what's so
That's so
funny?
good.
Let me
Danny
let me
thought you
read
were
the comments.
sleeping. Danny thought you
Read
were
the
just
Love
sleeping.
comments,
that.
yeah.
He's
This guy's
right.
like
That's what I'm
Danny's
talking
like
about.
Abdi going to
He's
sleep,
going
yeah.
to sleep.
Yeah, I'm back now.
He's back
We're now
now.
seeing Arsenal spend money. Yes. All right, guys. So yeah, I mean, what's going on right now? Everything.
You know
I
what?
What the
don't know what you
hell?
guys are talking about.
You know what? I literally, I'm not gonna lie. I literally I said to, just in a nutshell, I said to Lumbe, in terms of game changer signings, who did he think Arsenal need to make? And yeah, you know what? Just because the horse is back, you might as well give him the names of the players that you feel are game changer signings. So those are three players you mentioned,
Arsenal.
isn't it? Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! It has to be for me. It's quite easy. Definitely a right back. Please, for the love of God, bring a right back into this team. Hector Bellerin should never ever be anywhere near any Premier League team. I would even put him in Brentford, bro. Like honestly, the guy is rubbish. So,
It's a bit harsh on Bellerin. I've dialed back a bit on Bellerin, and I'm not gonna lie. I've
No,
had a little reflection on his
what's
career,
he
it's
good
because
for?
and we've ruined him.
you're a bit
We've ruined him.
sentimental with him. You're a bit sentimental with him. I
No,
think
no, 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 no.
you've got
We've ruined him, and
you've
we've
got that
ruined a lot
emotional
of
attachment
bodies.
with him.
No, we've just let me say this straight, yeah, just
I
very quickly. Let me
go
speed
on.
through this, yeah.
I go on.
Bellerin, yeah, he's been playing at right back by himself, yeah, since the moment he came in. Remember how he came in?
Yeah.
Matthew Debussy got injured,
Yeah.
and then Chambers came in and he got injured, and then you
Yeah.
threw him in
Straight
against
in.
Dortmund, and we've
Straight
been
in.
playing him for about 5 years alone at right back with no cover, yeah, running up and down with that speed and that intensity, yeah,
No, what I
Yeah.
don't
up
like
and
about
down
him
with
is
no cover, yeah,
no.
and
What
he's
what I
injured
don't
his
like about him.
ACL.
No.
Mhm.
Let me tell you what I don't like about him. Yeah, the guy thinks that
Yeah.
he's already made it, and he's not even one of the best right backs in the world, and he's acting like he's going around, acting like he's already made it, like he's the Cafu of this generation. So let's leave him aside. You guys need a right back. Ricardo
Yeah, we do.
Pereira. Yeah,
We do.
Ricardo Pereira
That's for
is,
sure.
like, Trey was saying earlier, definitely has to come in. I wouldn't worry too much about the goalkeeper situation. Ben Leno is still good enough. Just make sure that you're not playing him somewhere like Shaka, who's, like the goal we've seen against Burnley, just
Oh.
giving the ball away too many times. So you don't want that to happen. Now, I'll just still keep him there. In terms of midfield, yeah, I don't know. You would think that bringing in Bissouma would solve all their problems, but without bringing in an attacking midfielder, there's no point having Bissouma, I would say. Um, also, you got the AFCON thing, also, like Lombe was mentioning earlier, which I completely forgot about. That
Even
will
Danny's
cause
even
huge
mentioned it
disruption.
now. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
mentioned it
so
now.
with that being said, I would bring in Neves into this team and just go with Partey and Neves. Just see how that goes. The third player that I would bring in into this team has to be someone of a quality striker, someone like Danny Ings. If you can't find Danny Ings, go and buy Isaac from Real Sociedad. If
Yeah.
not, then settle for Tammy Abraham as the last.
If not, get
option.
Vlahovic. Get Vlahovic.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
watching
yeah. But
that kid, for
you guys have
goodness
a funny
sake.
rule about not signing players from Serie A. You know, it's just
Mm.
yeah, you know,
Ah.
it's just, yeah, it's just that simple. Now, yeah, those three players for me. Oh, the other thing I would say is James Madison. It could potentially happen. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It could happen, and if that were to happen, ooh, that is a game changer right there, man. Game changer right
Then Aubameyang up front. Then Aubameyang up
there.
front.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not
Then
gonna
you
lie,
have your
man.
Jamie Vardy. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna lie, man. It's for me. You know, I look. This is a little history about Madison. Yeah, just put it out there, man. You know, people don't know this. Obviously, remember he supported Man United. Beckham's his idol, in it, man. So I just see personally, I don't see
Yes,
him doing
Daniel.
that move. I don't see him doing that move to Arsenal because I just feel that where Leicester is right now, it would be a bit of a downgrade for him, man. In terms of
Oh.
yes, it would be. It would be a downgrade for him.
Ah.
It
What,
would
they
be.
lose Madison and we get him and they are stronger for it and we're weaker for it?
Not would you be
That would
stronger?
we're taking away the number one supply line to JB Vardy and that front line. Free kicks as well. All of that is coming to us and being
No,
taken away
he
from
means in
them.
terms of a downgrade for Madison's career, not for
Yeah,
Arsenal.
downgrade for Madison's career.
Why?
Yeah, because Leicester, if you want to go by the Premier League table, because for me, the Premier League table is the representation of how your team is doing over 38 games. So if you look at the past two seasons, for example, Leicester have come fifth in the Premier League. If you look at the past two seasons, Arsenal have come eighth in the Premier League. So a team like Leicester, you can see that they're pushing for Champions League football. Whereas for Arsenal, it's a bit of a, you guys are
We
trying
get
to.
Bissouma. If we get Bissouma and Madison, then what?
Why would Madison come? Why would he come to the club?
No,
Why?
no,
Like
but the question is, what if?
yeah, what if he got what if like we get Bissouma and then we
Yeah.
approach Madison after that, like, yo, this is the midfield you're coming. This is basically the platform. You got Aubameyang up front, very Vardy like. You got Saka there, Pepe there, Smith
Yeah.
Rowe, that's very sellable to him. You got Thomas Partey, yeah?
Nah,
Didi, we got
it's
Thomas
not.
Partey and Bissouma.
Let me tell you this, yeah. Let me tell you. So you're playing with this is the last bit. You're playing with Yuri Tielemans. You're playing with Ndidi. You're playing with Vardy. You're playing with in a natural. You're playing with players and a manager. This is the game changer. Brendan Rodgers as a manager brings a different dynamics to Leicester as a team because he brings experience, he brings know-how, and plus the ownership and how Leicester move, different level. I just think that would be a downgrade, in my personal opinion. The only way that move would happen if he's been given maybe a lucrative offer, maybe an offer that he couldn't refuse in terms of a financial gain. But in terms of
I know what you mean,
football,
yeah, but Arsenal is still Arsenal, man. Come on, 13 Premier League titles, 14, is it 14 FA Cups? It's still Arsenal, man. Like
Oh,
the
Trey's got a
name
point.
carries
Trey's got a point
so
though.
much.
As
no,
in Trey has
it's,
got a point in a certain way where
think
whatever
about it.
Madison decides to do, he's
Yeah.
probably in a good position. Like just for him. But with that said, I've heard rumblings that there's been a little bit of a disagreement between Madison and Brendan Rodgers. So
Rodgers, yeah, I can imagine.
I'm
He's
hearing rambles about that.
He is opinionated, James Madison, but the way the Leicester coaches have helped him, and he's admitted this on Sky in Sky interview with Jamie Carragher, and he
Yeah.
said they worked with him specifically to improve his game. He's a bit opinionated. He's involved in the games. He's involved in the coaching, and he wants to make himself better. In terms of the long-term plan, you look at the two clubs, though. That's where Trey could be right. Which club is set up to have some sort of a success in the next 4 or 5 years?
I'm saying Leicester right now in terms of their whole
The
platform right
structure,
now,
yeah.
structure from ownership to recruitment to scouting to management to the players on the pitch. You have to give it to Leicester. You have to. And if you just base
Now, let me ask you a question, yeah? Let me ask you a question. You guys remember when Arsene Wenger was so close to signing Jamie Vardy just after they won the Premier League? Imagine if that would have happened and there was no Aubameyang.
No, it's a different.
Let's do a bit of a reverse action here. Let's do a bit of reverse action where
It's a whole different
Aubameyang
team.
goes into Real Madrid, yeah, from Dortmund, and that would mean Benzema probably going to, I don't know, somewhere in the AC Milan or Juventus, something like that, and Jamie Vardy going to Arsenal. I mean, just think about that. Maybe, I don't know.
I think personally, I think Aubameyang is better for us than Vardy, because I really do think that Leicester, they still kind of thrive on the counter attack. I don't think many teams see them as a team where it's like, oh, let's sit back and then let Leicester counter. I don't like with Arsenal, like no matter where we are, we could be 8th, 10th place teams are going to be like, break us down. Granit Xhaka and El Neni, break us down. Like who we're going to pass through our midfield with. But but with Aubameyang, we should have bought him in that season when Leicester won the league. That's when we should have bought Aubameyang, when we finished second to Leicester. Because
instead of having Danny Welbeck there.
Instead of having Giroud. Giroud, who remember also had the assist record, was like one away from the assist record in December. Imagine having Giroud and Aubameyang to rotate with that team. Oh,
you see,
mad.
You see, Lombe, it goes back to my point about having squad depth, having a plan B, plan C, plan D, 22 players. For me, it's not, obviously it's the starting 11 that wins the team and players that contribute, but it's the squad that wins titles, squads. You have to manage different situations. Yes, AFCON can happen, but you should have players that can accommodate playing in certain roles. That's why it's so important that the likes of City, Liverpool, and the teams sort of at the top, you look at their squads, you think, okay, if this player gets injured, like Kevin De Bruyne, for example, he gets injured. Oh, look, you could throw Foden. It's not really going to hurt them too much. Similar type of player. So I think Arsenal need to start building a squad that can accommodate injuries, that can accommodate suspensions, that can accommodate these situations that aren't controllable.
Absolutely.
You need to have a squad.
I agree with you 110%.
That's why I say, Trey, like if we get Maddison, that's like Maddison and Smith Rowe for Cam, Lokonga and Partey for right pivot. Xhaka and not Xhaka. I would get 2 for that pivot position for the left pivot. Then we're set. Then the right back is a luxury for me at that point. Honestly, I've said this.
Without all of this, right back, all of that goes out of the window because Bellerin will cost you games.
I'm not personally, I'm not worried about the right back as much as I am midfield. I'm so laser focused on this Xhaka upgrade. I'm telling you, Abdi, I've been traumatized since 2007. Santi Cazorla left. Arteta and Santi Cazorla left. Wonderful players here. And we've gone to Granit Xhaka, and I've seen the amount of errors. Just Burnley, like you just said, from last season. Twice Xhaka cost us against Burnley last season. Red card, and the one when he knocked it into our own net. And then, like, how many errors, man, that lead to costly points? That needs to be cut out, and the progressive passes needs to be put in. Right back, I can deal with, not Bellerin. Bellerin needs to go, right? The time's up. But between Chambers, Cedric, and Maitland-Niles, if we have 2 of them, or all 3, I'll take that with a better midfield. I'll take that. There's three options there that you can utilize for each different situation. They all have different traits. They're very, very usable. Maitland-Niles has proved himself to be quite good as a fullback in big games if he's willing to stay and play there. Chambers, pretty balanced. He's like a reborn Benjamin Pavard. Yeah, that's his profile. Reborn. But that's what he is for us. If he was a yard quicker, maybe 2 yards quicker, he would be the perfect right back for us. 2 yards quicker. That's all. But yeah, Cedric is an experienced international Portuguese. There's 3 right backs there that you can manipulate around as long as you've got the midfield. Like that midfield, I'm telling you, I'm so adamant about getting somebody who's on Partey's level and sticking him next to Partey so we can compete in this Premier League. Like West Ham just did it with Declan Rice and Souček. Yeah, outside of Europe. Leicester won the league won the league being outside of Europe. Chelsea went from 10th, where we are right now. Okay, yes, they had a title-winning team, but they went from 10th to winning the league when they got Conte. Arsenal right now, if we make the right signings in that CDM position next to Partey, what level is he? Because to me, that's a top player that can be potentially top 4 in the league. Get another guy like that, and we're in business because Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe, Saka, Martinelli have been starving the last 2 seasons and being fed nothing. So it's time. I've said it. This summer will reveal all about Arsenal. We've just signed some squad players. Now I'm waiting for the first teamers. Ben White was the first one, and Arsenal fans are going crazy. Half of them haven't watched 3 sets of 90 minutes with this guy. I have, because I've been watching Bissouma. I'm not gonna lie. I was watching Ben White and not thinking anything of him, but I just think that's a good player, but I could never picture us going for him. We're going for him. I'm like, okay, that's good. 50 mil, bit much, but it's a good player.
Lombe, how do you feel? Like, let me just ask you this: how do you feel? Obviously, you like in terms of Bissouma. He's one of those players that I could say that you personally scouted from way before he went to Brighton. You've always wanted him at Arsenal. The fact that Arsenal went to that same club that he played for, how much did he get Ben White for?
50 mil.
So what? You're trying to say Arsenal could have... How much? What's his value? Bissouma?
25.
40. About 40. No, 40 I've heard. Is
about 40,
from Brighton correspondents at Athletic always say 40.
Imagine, and look, I'm trying to put myself in the player's shoes. I'm sure he's probably been on his Twitter. He's seeing that Arsenal's been linked and stuff like that. I'm guessing he'll get excited. And then sees Arsenal go for Ben White. They went left. They went left.
You're touching nerves here. You're touching nerves.
It hurts my heart, like, bruv, you can see it in my face. It hurts my heart, but again, the way I'm looking at it is you've taken Bissouma away from me. Now you better get something that makes me accept that. Make me accept that you've not gone for Bissouma and you've gone for Ben White. You've got money, Arsenal. I don't want to hear it. You let Buendia go over there for 35 million to Aston Villa. Aston Villa fans now mocking us. Yeah,
that's another one that we didn't talk about. Buendia rejecting Arsenal,
rejecting Arsenal to go to Villa.
No, he didn't reject Arsenal. I don't want to hear that nonsense. I don't want to hear that nonsense. We let him go.
I'm just joking, guys. So,
although I wanted him, I'm not gonna lie.
I think we should conclude here. I mean, we didn't even talk about Brighton. We didn't talk about Burnley.
We can do a quick recap with them, innit?
We can. Let's just talk about Brighton quickly. For them, it's important to obviously replace Ben White.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen with Bissouma. But they need to, first of all, with Brighton, all they need is a striker. Can they sign a striker that will convert all these chances that they've got?
Yeah, they do.
And also, more importantly, what they've done this season is keep hold of my guy, Graham Potter. As long as it's still there, they sign him a striker. These chances that they're creating is going to be converted by that striker. That striker cannot be Danny Welbeck. Please don't go into the season with Danny Welbeck.
I've heard Edson Odward being linked heavily with Brighton now. That would be a very interesting signing. I wouldn't expect them to get him, but I would love him to go to them.
Just to come to the Premier
League. Brighton deserve a good striker, man. Even although less.
You see things like this, yeah. Sorry to cut you off, Lombe. Things like this, I should be seeing Arsenal linked with.
No, man.
Bailey.
Why?
No. Look. The reason why I'm saying this is not. I know you guys don't need a winger, but I'm saying in terms of game changers, like players that can
we have
come in.
Saka, Pepe, and Martinelli.
I know. I'm not saying the whole context of a winger. I'm saying right now, in terms of being linked with players that are game changers, I'm not seeing much links other than with Awar.
I've seen a whole bunch of midfield links. I've seen James Maddison, Awar, Bissouma, Neves, Camavinga at some point.
Dreaming.
What's the guy's name? The from the Dutch league. He's quite good. Couple Miners. That guy's really good. Couple Miners is very, very good player.
Yeah,
check him out.
The Dutch team. Yeah, the Dutch team. We've got some players. Manlin, of course, is Dumfries.
Man. So, for us, huge summer. Lombe, like you said, they can't blame Arteta if they don't back him right now. No one should blame Arteta. This is the time to back him up. You've let him stick around after finishing 10th this season or 9th, whatever. What is the point of keeping him if you're not going to support him in the summer? It doesn't make any sense. So if these guys really know what they're doing and they're serious, they have to back him, man. So that's what we're going to leave it now. We're going to talk about Burnley and Brentford in the next episode. Also, we should talk about Chelsea. Everton looking very, very busy this summer. Let's hope Chelsea fight. Yeah, let's hope that they don't go anywhere near Haaland. That's all I can say.
Everton. Or Chelsea.
No, I mean Chelsea. Yeah, let's hope they stay this quiet and they're happy with the Champions League. Let them ride that Champions League high. I don't want them to go anywhere near Erling Haaland.
They're riding no Champions League high. Probably be motivated by Champions League high. I want more.
Well, they signed Eden Hazard after they won the Champions League, so you never know, man. So
you just never know with Chelsea, man. But I've got this feeling about Haaland, man. I know Oli wants him. Not this season, but I'm sure he'll attempt. If he doesn't leave this summer, he's coming next summer. Just saying that.
Yeah, he's gonna have a huge. Basically, he's gonna have a huge.
Everyone.
He can go anywhere he wants. All you have to pay is 70 million, 80 million, or something like that, and anyone can afford him at that point. So,
but should I tell you why? Yeah. Should I tell you why he will come? Just based on just a couple of facts. The reason why he will come is if you look at where his career started, fully at Molde, Norway, Norwegian League. Oli, a lot of people like to diss Oli about his tactical awareness and his experience. But you look at a player like Haaland. Haaland is a product of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So for those haters that are like, oh, what has Oli done? Haaland is a product of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And I'm just going to leave it there.
I know, bro. But at the end of the day, you have to win trophies. It's not about improving players. Then you become the PE teacher. That's all.
No, of course. Look, it's about.
You have to win trophies.
No, of course. And you know what? Let me say this. I'm going to finish up with this as well. So, if, for example, he hasn't won anything, Oli, in 2 years, he hasn't won anything. So, why would the board back him with Sancho? Why would the board try and get these players they must believe in his philosophy that he's got out there, man. So I
do
think
believe in him as well, but I want him to win trophies as well. I was let
he
down by
needs
the
to.
final.
Yeah, he needs to.
I was hurt deeply, man. Honestly, like you guys have no idea. I went into full mode, just like I don't want anything to do with. I don't want anything to do with football. I stayed away from that, man. It just affected me mentally. That's all I can say, man. Because
I'm not gonna lie.
Europa League was painful, man. Painful.
Last thing, just my feeling. I've said it. Just I said it before the Europa League final, but like about if Ole loses, he's gonna go into this washing machine. I'm telling you, of fans. Where now, I promise you, if you guys don't start, if you guys aren't keeping pace, like I'm talking clinically, if you guys don't have a season minimum like last season, the pressure that's gonna build on Ole, I can see it coming from Man United fans. Like
Definitely.
bruh, it's gonna be vicious.
Pressure is gonna hit. The pressure is gonna hit if he gets knocked out of let's say the League Cup in November, October.
Yeah.
My goodness, oh my God, is the League Cup? I know, but the pressure is gonna be mad. Anyways, guys, we're gonna talk about United in another episode. This has been absolutely fascinating, Lombe, to hear your thoughts about Arsenal. Trey, as always, absolutely fantastic to listen to you, bro. And Danny, thank you so much for your comments today. Brilliant stream. Until I stepped away, and then it went downhill. But now we're back.
We're back.
I was just joking. Today, Midfield Podcast, thank you so much for your comments and for always watching and sharing. And Moose, thank you so much, bro, for partaking this podcast. And I think he's going to be joining us maybe in the next episode. I do look forward to that. He's hiding, this guy. He's hiding because he doesn't want to talk about Arsenal.
Of course, I think he skipped this one specifically. I think he's waiting for the next one.
He's probably just still riding that, European Championship winning. Seasons.
If he's watching this right now, he is, isn't he? He's watching this. He's commenting. He's scathing at Arsenal. Scathing. He's probably scathing at everything that I've said as well. What the hell are you talking about, mate?
Or something like that,
Yeah.
He's thinking, what? Arteta, Lokonga, you're dreaming.
Yeah, guys, take care. Thank you so much for coming on, Lombe. I do appreciate that. Finally,
man.
Podcast.
Missed you, Abdi, man. Trey tomorrow, clean sheet.
Oh, no, I'm not in it tomorrow, man. I lost the spot.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I didn't even know.
You never know, innit? There's still time.
Player,
I didn't even
still
know.
Time. Abdi, what you saying?
I'll get the train to London.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, man.
2 hours go, 2 hours back.
Has to be done.
That'll be commitment.
Guys, take care. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody, make sure that you hit that like button, subscribe, and as always, make sure that you share the pod. And until next time, take care.
Take care.
Take care, guys.